Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once again, here we go. Send that back show with your boy El Pooh. Check this out. We got a good show for y'all today. You know how we do it. We're gonna be talking about 1988, the year in hip hop. So this is what we do. This is Spin That Back show. We talk about old school hip hop. We just take y'all back, and we just do our thing. In fact, we got a whole lot of plethora of guest hosts in here today. We got Mr. Floyd X. He can bring himself on in here.
What up? What up? Let's spin that back, Mr. El Pooh. Hold on, spin that back, El Pooh.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go.
Got Mr. Nice Guy.
Whoa.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
And we got another special guest, Mr. Omar.
1988.
And like I said, we're gonna be talking about 1988. And wait a minute, didn't y'all say Master Ace? What did Master Ace say about 1988 over there?
Master Ace, 1988 is the best year for hip hop. The stars and the moons were aligned.
I don't know about that, but hey, it's debatable. So we're gonna talk about it because a whole lot of classic albums and songs came out in 1988. What y'all think about all this, y'all?
Yeah, I agree. When I looked at the roster of what came out in 1988, two of my favorite top 5 albums of all time are definitely in there. So you talk about the number one, always the number one album for me is Nation of. It takes a nation of millions to hold us people back. That's it. That's the greatest rap album ever created.
Wait a minute. Whoa, hold on. Hold on. In fact, we gotta spin that back because you said that. It takes a nation of millions to hold us back, not people back. Hold us.
It's bad. Bad stands for bigger endeavor. Yeah, and that Slick Rick, the Slick Rick, the Great Adventures of. I mean, another one of the dopest albums of all time. So, I mean, there's just so many dope albums. So we used to refer to that back half of the 80s as the Highlands, and we got high praise for that era.
As the what? The Highlands?
Highlands. We call that me and my folks, we call that the Highlands of hip hop. 86 to 89. That was the back end where that was just, the school changed. When you go talk about from an old school to a new school, now I know we've redrawn those district boundaries and whatnot, but the bottom line is that period encapsulated our generation of hip hop.
Let's talk about Public Enemy, Nation of Millions album. In fact, let me go back to 87. 87, I was in Kentucky. It was a dude that had a Public Enemy shirt on. I was like, what the hell is Public Enemy? I didn't know about Public Enemy until the Nation, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back album. That's where I got hip to Public Enemy. I had no idea about the first album, the Yo Bum Rush the Show. Yeah. I had nothing about that. But yeah, the Nation of Millions, it was an influential album. This is the first time I heard about Farrakhan. I really got into Malcolm X behind this album. I got into my blackness and all that stuff behind this album. I think everybody got into their blackness behind that album right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't got to just dance about, you don't talk about booties and stuff like that. You can inspire music with different topics. But I'm sorry, you about to say something, Brother Floyd X?
No, I saw Omar about to say something.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, brother.
No, I'm saying that 88 represents a transition, a passing of the baton to me because it represented the death of Run DMC, who were, in my opinion, the dominant rap music from like 80, from like 83 to 84. And I'm gonna say this really quick. Let me just say this.
Oh my God.
There was a book called Tougher Than Leather that I have. I think it was the first biography of a rap group ever written. I think by I can't remember the person that wrote it, but that book and then the movie and then the album, they were supposed to come out together. They were supposed to coincide.
The Run DMC, Tougher Than Leather.
Yeah, the book, the movie, and the album. But they didn't
remember that
for whatever reason. So when Tougher Than Leather came out, because I don't think they dropped in 87, it was very outdated, and it was very evident that their style had become antiquated that quick. It was a transition. It was a new, because look who came in: the Public Enemies, Big Daddy Kane. I mean, they rapped.
Uncle Say, they said They said that
different.
Rakim changed the cadence. Rakim.
This is
Yeah.
my brother Kana. This is the person that you say is Snuffleupagus. Welcome to the show, B Walls, brother Brick Walls. They
Yes,
said
sir.
you didn't exist, but you're gonna prove it. So this is the other half of my crew.
So
We can't hear you, brother. We can't hear you, brother. Mr. Brick.
is he saying anything? Are you saying
Say
anything?
something?
Can you say something, Kana? Speaking?
We can't hear
We
you.
might have to come back to you.
We got to spin that. Yeah, we got to get it together, bro.
See that's he lying. It's not a person. That's AI. That's AI. That's AI.
Hey, you ain't got the sound? You ain't got no sound, Kana? Oh, he's whatever. You got to figure that out. Well, while I figure out, let's go on with your.
But what I was saying, so like just when Run DMC on that first album, Jam Master Jay, they came out, they dissed the Funky 4+1, they dissed Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. They dissed
Wait a minute. Hold on. Are you?
Yeah. The good thing
show your receipts, brother. What you talking about?
The good thing is that there is there is a crew, not 5, not 4, not 3, just 2.
Ooh.
That was Treacherous 3, Funky 4+1, Grandmaster Flash, and the Furious 5. They represented a new era. But when 88 came, they were out the door. Nobody wanted DMC. Because we used to go to the store and steal tapes. That's what we do. We score, we break the thing, we steal tapes. Oh, I got knocked out. I think I got knocked out.
No, you in here.
No, we're giving you the spotlight.
Hey, what you're saying, Mr. Omar, real quick, what you're saying is groundbreaking.
Okay.
You're saying that Run DMC dissed their forefathers.
That was their forefathers.
So that's what you're saying right now.
Yeah, the Grandmaster Flash, because those cats were born in the 50s. Run DMC was born in 65. They were the older generation generation Xers.
Okay.
We are kind of younger generation Xers. So they were dissing the old school even back then. That's why this whole notion of the old school, it's like we didn't listen to Sugar Hill Gang and Curtis Blow when we listened to rap. That was corny. That was old. And Run DMC became corny and old in '88. Okay, I'm
respectfully,
I like to hear opposing views.
This brother Omar, you from Detroit though, right?
From the D, yeah.
Okay, let me go ahead and spin that back. Because Detroit had no footing in hip hop at that time.
That was a setup and a takedown.
This is true.
Damn, El Pooh. Don't do him like that. He's a guest in our house, brother.
Just gotta keep it real, bro. I mean, no disrespect to Detroit because
I gotta exit out on that note. I gotta exit out.
Hey, so Brick Walls, you still did you unmute yourself?
Oh, I did?
No, I'm talking about Canal.
Hey, click on the microphone. It says that you did it.
Yeah, click on the microphone.
There you go. Can you say something now? Introduce yourself, brother.
It's not working still.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, you're still having some issues. I said we have to figure that out. That's why we have that other room. So we'll work that out.
Let me try to walk them through it real quick. You see the 3 dots next to the microphone? Click on that and then edit mic settings and try a different mic.
Yeah, it's at the bottom. You see that?
Yeah,
at the bottom. You see, yeah.
Try the different ones.
I'll tell you what. Let me take him to the other room and I'll come back.
Got you. Yeah.
There's another room. Okay.
You're gonna have to send them the link. You're gonna have to send them the link.
It's the surgery room. Yeah, it's the surgery room. We're gonna go do some operation.
Hey, next with Dice Guy, you don't have to leave. You could do them both at the same time. Just so you know. But hey, what you said is groundbreaking. You said that the Run DMC dissed their forefathers in hip hop, and then Mr. El Pooh killed you and said that Detroit had no footing in hip hop. So let's get back to where we at. So Public Enemy come out. It takes a nation a million to hold us back. Now, was this? Y'all let me know if y'all agree or disagree. Was this the introduction of the hype man?
Introduction to what?
Of a hype man.
With Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav.
I don't know. Because you know what? I'm gonna say it like this. DJ is the first element of hip hop.
Yeah.
The MC was the hype man for the DJ.
Yeah.
So Flavor Flav was like the hype man for Public Enemy.
For the rapper.
More or less. But Flavor Flav in his own right, he actually had some songs too. You know, he was an MC too.
Yeah. But
he was
initially started. He was the hype man.
Yeah, he's the world's greatest hype man.
When he came, when you listen to that first album they had, like My Uzi Way of Ton and other songs where they came up here, they wanted to do this. Yo, Chuck D, tell them what to do.
That's right.
Nobody did that. Nobody used to do that.
Oh, no. Flavor Flav is definitely the first, at least prominently nationally known hype man ever. One of the prototypes, the classic. Absolutely, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, he's the greatest that did it. And second to him has to be Spliff Star, I guess. Even though you're on record, but you know, on stage, Spliff is a man. He's the man.
Yeah.
But Public Enemy was the epitome or the starting of, like I say, when everybody got into their blackness, started wearing those medallions and all that stuff, all that came from Public Enemy. Because after Public Enemy, you got X-Clan, you got KMD, you got those other brothers, Poor Righteous Teachers, Brand Nubian and all that. Because Brand Nubian even had a song at that time too. They had a song, but they was like dancing and all that old stuff. Then they got into their blackness when they came with the One for All album. All for One, One for All for One.
Yeah.
But see, that started the whole movement. And they was really about that. They was really, really about that because they never changed their whole platform. Chuck D has always been for his people, still speaks for his peoples. If you want to talk about your blackness in hip hop, Chuck D is the man. You can still go to him to this day. He still speaks the same righteous truth.
Man, when they first came out,
very consistent.
Rhythm, the rebel. Yeah. I'm lowering my level. I was like, what is he saying? The rhythm, the rebel. I'm lowering my level. You need the rebel. I was like, this just sound cool. The beat. Come on, man.
That was crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a big difference because that first album, Yo Bum Rush to Show, I remember my cousin had it and he played it for me. He was really into it, but I was like, okay, they're okay. That one song that had the James Brown, What Goes On. Yeah, you know, I used to like that one.
My Uzi yeah.
And then my Oldsmobile.
My 98. Set it to the side. I know you hate
my 98.
You're gonna get yours.
But I was like, are they okay? But no one expected that. I mean, I didn't expect that Nation of Millions with that Bomb Squad sound, with all that confusing music and like that chaotic sound, those horns. That was crazy. That was unheard of. Yeah.
And you know what? Most of that stuff was James Brown or James Brown's peoples. You know, James Brown, Maceo and the Max, all that old stuff.
What you mean? What you mean when you say it was James Brown's people?
Well, Maceo and the Max, you know, James Brown.
You saying the samples were?
Yeah, all that stuff. Okay. Most of that stuff was like James Brown or James Brown's, you know, people, basically.
The JBs.
The JVs.
And I would say that's the first time that I heard like those many tracks being used all at once. The Bomb Squad sound was
a lot to it,
yeah. And it laid the basis later for biting ass Ice Cube. You know, the lynch mob. They told
whoa, no, hold on. Wait a minute, bro.
You gotta watch Omar.
You know, Ice Cube was on the for his first
exactly. I'm getting ready to say that.
He was in the studio with them.
Well, hold on. We gotta give a proper introduction, man. We gotta spend that back one time because all right, what's your name, brother? Introduce yourself, man. Let us know who you are.
Brick says it all. Brian C. Walls, Max Majesty. I have a lot of aliases, but Brick today. Canal.
What city you represent out here, bro? What city you represent?
He said, "What city you representing?"
I'm all over, man. New York, LA, DC. Right now is DC.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, are you a native of DC or you come from
LA? I am. Born and raised in DC. Yep.
Hey. So you can actually talk because you know you had trouble funk and all that. Y'all had a footing in hip hop, unlike
Go-Go's.
Of course.
Go-Go music.
Oh. Okay, I have to refute
Hey,
that.
hey,
Bro.
in fact, wait, hold on. Hold on, I got a moment.
I mean, you can refute facts if you want. It ain't gonna get anywhere. But
I can refute that.
I hope you in Detroit talking that
ask about Chuck Brown and one of the most popular break beats ever used.
Of course, Ashley's
hip-hop.
Roachcliff. Yeah, and he started to go. He started to go.
Word.
Yes, sir.
he
All right,
did.
bruh. I'm a hip hop. I know this. I know
Yeah,
this.
Brown to go hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't just start with that busting loose. Yeah, Ashley's
Nah.
Roachcliff
Yep.
came out in like 73, I think it was. 72,
Yeah.
73.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
From the beginning. Yep.
Yeah, then you got your other boys. Who was that? EU. Experience
Months
Unlimited.
later.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, hey, they did some things. They did some things.
We in 88, 89,
Howie
we was
T
sampling a lot of
and
go-go. Yeah.
Herbie Lovebug and Howie T kind of brought it to hip hop.
They surely did.
Really though. Yeah.
Right.
And other people started ripping them off, but they didn't even know the source. They didn't know the history.
That's real. That's real. But let's talk about biting ass Ice Cube, man. I hope you in Detroit saying that.
Come
bro.
on, man. Come on, bro.
Well, he was a biter though, but
well, yeah, he was. Honestly,
No,
it was a fact.
I gotta challenge that shit. Listen,
hold on, bro, because he did still
define biting.
Cypress Hill.
He actually stole. Look, last week you guys were talking about the LA Posse. I once had a meeting with LA Posse playing them tracks because they were supposed to be doing a project for Rakim. I was playing them some stuff and they were identifying some tracks that they liked. And they said, whoa, anybody using these? And I said, you know what? I played these for Ice Cube's A&R. And he was like, man, that's the worst thing you could do. Well, he ain't gonna know the source of these samples and all that kind of stuff. They were like, man, Ice Cube will steal that from you. That's inside sources, man. I mean, I had a lot of inside sources, like producing the track for Don Jaguar, the dude that did the reggae dancehall chat for Wicked, which King Son says that he stole. He stole the verbal concept for Wicked from King Son. But Don Jaguar also stole from me.
Listen, I was going to try to argue his point, but Ice Cube doesn't help when he make a song called "Jacking for Beats."
And what do we always joke about? We joke about that he gave himself away in that song because that's the that it's just like the whole Cypress Hill beef.
He said, "I'll take that too."
Yeah, even if you delve on the crew.
I can't defend you, Ice Cube.
Yeah, which was what he did with Cypress Hill. You know,
exactly.
But see, I do want to make this argument though. I don't believe that he initially stole from Public Enemy because he went to the source. He went to the what they call the Bomb Squad. He went to them to produce his album. So that to me, that's not biting. So initially, he wasn't a biter.
Not at all.
He went and got their sound, and he brought it to the West Coast.
No, if anything, it would have been Jinx that bit because Jinx did incorporate that production style for Cool G Rap's album.
You got an example of that?
Well, actually, not even before Cool
G. The entire album, Live and Let Die. I mean,
actually,
that was
on Ice Cube's the second album, or actually the EP, he actually did the same.
Well, the EP, Kill at Will. Yeah, you're right. One of my favorite hip hop records of all times, The Product.
Which Jacket came off of, but he didn't even do that.
I'm talking about The Product. The production style of The Product was the Bomb Squad style. And the arrangement was Bomb Squad. Very.
I the remix of Endangered Species too. The remake.
Oh man. See,
that was like 90. Was that 90? 91. 90 about 91. Yeah. Cube was. No one was larger than Cube in 91. I would argue. Yeah.
I'm telling you, them first two albums that he dropped, he was the apex predator. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was living in Detroit. I was walking down the street one day. Somebody was playing "Summer Vacation," the song that Mr. Nice Guy don't know anything about.
They be dissing me because I didn't remember "Summer Vacation."
Man, that was a deep song because it's history there with that. That's life. That's art imitating life, so to speak, and vice versa. It is a tale of life imitating art.
but I wasn't effing with it, so that's why I didn't remember it. That's it.
So getting on the West Coast, if we can kind of so I didn't know that Life is Too Short came out in '88.
Yep.
Yeah.
Too Short.
Wow.
That's Too Short was
when I started really getting into Too Short. I wasn't really digging his style because he rapped too slow. He was just cussing and just talking nonsense to me.
So you didn't like Born to Mac, is what you're saying?
I wasn't really.
I hated Born to Mac. My friend's brother used to play it all the time in the car. I used to be like, who is this dude, man? I could not figure it out. But when Life is Too Short came out, so you motherfuckers thought I was gonna change my style. And that whole album was nonstop. I do not that put me, for some reason I accepted Too Short from that point.
Also in '88, we gotta admit the West Coast changed their whole style because NWA dropped.
True, facts.
Well, what did they change from? Who was the sound at first?
Well,
lover.
Yeah, exactly. That style, the Arabian Prince, the Wrecking Crew. It was that techno hip hop, that techno.
Don't say nothing bad about the LA Dream.
Deviated from that before NWA. Ice-T. Ice-T borrowed from Schoolie D, of course.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you know what? Toddy T was actually the one that actually innovated that street rap.
I'm talking about the style, the cadence, the storytelling. That
song is a straight rip of PSK.
Toddy T was telling stories
from Schoolie D, and Ice-T admits that. I mean,
but Toddy T was telling stories too, the Battle Ram and all that old stuff.
Yeah, that was still
afterwards, after the 6 a.m.
What? Wait a minute. Hold on. You sure?
PSK. I'm telling you, PSK.
PSK was definitely before that. Yeah. That was years before. PSK.
My first time holding a big popular song. I'm sorry. A big popular song of T's back in the day, I remember was Reckless. That was real popular in Detroit. Reckless.
Oh, Ice-T. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Toddy T for a second.
Dog in the Wax. Dog in the Wax.
Yeah.
Ooh, Dog in the
Wax. You don't quit.
You just quit.
Yeah, you don't quit. Yep.
He said the player from that.
He had a record that was less popular.
My name is Ice-T. I make
that.
the mafia pay.
Man. See, I completely forgot, man. You just brought all that shit back, bro.
But he was rapping like LL though.
He was state representative. See, this is what happens when you get these older cats on here to tell you what actually happened. Because we got
forgot about Reckless, man. Damn, dude.
I used to love that. I was there for it.
Ice-T started off with that techno style too.
Yeah.
Well, no, he didn't start it, but breaking.
No, his style was breaking and techno.
Because the Coldest Rap was an independent release that he did before the breaking appearance, and it was nothing like.
And guess who did the music on there? Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
On what?
On the Coldest Rap ever. The Coldest Rap.
Oh, really? It doesn't sound like it, but it wasn't techno at all. I mean,
no, I'm just saying, but they was the ones that actually did the music behind
that's pretty amazing right there.
Yeah.
So, hold up a second. I'm sorry. He said something about Run DMC that I can't let slide. Okay. Now, so I remember. I'll tell you this: when it came out, it did feel a little antiquated because it's a different school movement. But not only that. A big part of it was they were in some big lawsuit or big fight. That's why it was a big time release between the album before that and that album. So they themselves even felt like, you're gonna date us and all. Hold on a second.
I missed the discussion though. So who was the they? The Run DMC?
Sorry, my disrespectful dog. Oh Jesus. I'm sorry.
Rick said he missed the discussion. Could you elaborate on what you're talking about, Mr. Nice Guy? Oh, he gone again.
So the discussion about you talking about as far as the release of Run DMC or the debate about Run DMC?
That's what I was wondering. You said they. I was wondering if you were talking about.
What are you making the argument for?
I'm saying that Tougher Than Leather album was actually very groundbreaking. I agree. It's a different school, so it's sort of like a different genre. So I'm not gonna knock that it was somewhat antiquated, but I'm talking about how it was executed to the extent that the songs on there, when you go back and visit it, those songs were even better than I gave him credit for at the time. I mean, I was playing They Call Us DMC in the car not too long ago, and I mean, it had me going. But I gotta close this door, man, before my wife come in here and shoot me on live TV.
I only had one song, man, that was worth remembering. Beats to the Rhymes. That was it.
Yeah. That's what I immediately.
Wait a minute. Run's house.
Yeah, I like Beats of the Rhymes was more about.
Okay.
I don't think that was on Tougher Than Leather though. That was no Tougher
Yes,
Than
it
Leather.
was. Beats to the Rhymes is on Tougher
Oh,
Than
yeah,
Leather.
you're right.
What about
Run's
Run's
House?
house?
Yeah, right.
Run's House is on Tougher Than Leather.
The Bob James sample. I mean, it was a classic usage of.
Then they had the
hip-hop.
whole movie,
Right.
right?
Bob James, what was that? Nautilus? That was Nautilus.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then they had to back that song, Mary, 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 Mary. That was.
Hey, dude, go play Radio Station. Go play. I mean, he killed it on Radio Station. Go play. Actually, Tougher Than Leather. I mean, it's just dope. But how you do it, D? How he's using the meters. I mean, it wasn't that they were just using a lot of the popular samples, but the quality, the production quality, what they were doing with it. It was. They were that album. That album holds up.
Okay, but look, Tougher Than like that. All those songs that you just mentioned, they could have been on Raising Hell. It would have been they were indistinguishable from the music in Raising Hell.
I disagree with that. The production style was entirely. No.
Check it out. That album was released when The Biz Going Off came out. I'm just giving an example, like Run DMC. I mean, Public Enemy, Nation of Millions. It was a whole different sound.
And they fit that sound. That's why all the incorporation of the samples that had never been used by Run DMC before.
They didn't do none of that stuff.
New. That was new for them. So it was not like what they had done before at all.
Go back and listen to it.
The production style was entirely different.
Yeah, because Run DMC comes from the era where people wasn't really using samples. They had to.
They were bringing in instruments. They were Larry Smith guys. I mean, they were. Their production was entirely different, and it was high quality.
Who is Larry Smith? Who is Larry Smith?
Larry Smith is he was producing
Houdini.
Big producer. But I will say that their rhyme scheme hadn't quite caught up to that, to me, in my opinion.
That's a legitimate gripe.
What was that?
He said their rhyme scheme wasn't
their production,
like at the time of day.
Their rhyme.
Yeah, we're not talking about their production. That's a legitimate gripe. That's a legitimate gripe. And that's why I give it, I evaluate it as a genre. Because even though you can say that there was a passing of the school, when you talk about Raising Hell, I'm telling you, I still love the Raising Hell is that album. Raising Hell, I still love the songs on that album today.
Yeah, that's an incredible album. Yeah. I mean, well, for some. I mean, for the feel of it.
Just y'all saying that Tougher Than Leather is forgettable.
I'm not.
Listen, I will say that I have forgotten. So by the definition, I have to say,
and the movie was
to some extent. It's on my phone. I have the entire discography, but that is not one of the ones that I go to listen to. But I never thought it was a bad album at all.
So let's talk about the sisters in hip hop. In '88,
so Light came out. So Light came out.
Salt and
Pepper. Ooh, that Salt and Pepper album. Hey man, there's a song on that album called "Syncopated Soul Power."
Ooh, shit.
It is one of the most dopest drum configurations that I've ever heard.
Right, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's just man, I'm telling you, Herbie. He had a time where he was just that dude.
Yep.
By stealing Molly Mall style, right?
now was I alone, or did y'all think that MC Light was a young boy at first?
Yeah.
When he first came out with I used to be in love with the guy named Sam. I didn't know what they was talking about. I thought it was a boy rapping that song. Right. But then I found out it was a girl. That made it even better for me.
I think Milk D is her brother, and her voice is
they sound similar. Yeah.
Who's her brother?
Milk D.
Milk and Giz.
That's her brother, and her voice is deeper than his.
Wow. Yeah, I used to like
Now
this.
I have to say, during that time, I was an Antoinette fan more so than the
Yeah.
Period.
Thank you.
Period.
Shout out
Thank
to
you.
Irving Love for coming out with Antoinette though. Since y'all want to throw shots, he did.
Yeah,
I got an
always thought
attitude.
when that was superior. Well,
Yep.
I
Salt, pepper, you
used
got to throw
to.
salt and pepper up in there though. Come on now,
Yeah.
you talking about female?
But he's talking about they had a beef. He's talking about the MC Light and Antoinette
battle.
actually had a
Oh, okay,
battle, like
yeah.
beef
Battle,
going on
yeah,
at that
real,
time.
real.
The feud.
That's when she
whatever.
Wait,
gave 10% diss, right? Wasn't that
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
And
MC
Yeah,
Light had a better delivery though. She had a stronger delivery.
I would agree.
My suspicion
Yeah,
is
I
that
agree.
that's what won people over. That's why
Yeah.
she was the popular.
for
Was
the
just
longevity and
the way
everything?
she projected.
MC Light
Yeah.
is one of my top female MCs of all time.
Hell yeah.
People put Lauren
Yeah.
up there, but Lauren don't have the songs and records as Light. Light comes from all the way from 88 all the way into the 90s, into the 2000s actually. So she did her thing.
But because Lauryn Hill don't have the discography.
Yeah, I kind of.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
That-
she doesn't.
come on.
She doesn't give me the chills that
Man,
Lauryn Hill does.
Come on.
Hey,
Lauryn Hill
Lauren-
doesn't
Lauren
have-
is-
emotion.
Lauren is bad. Lauren
hurts
is
it over a little
bad.
more.
Yeah, Lauren is
I mean,
bad. That's all I can
yeah,
say.
you got to count the Fuji's album
Her-
too, though.
Come
you talk
on.
about how light. Yeah, you talk about how bright the light shined. Her
Lauren-
light shined brighter.
Lauren Hill was
Mm, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, ain't nobody saying. And then when you hearing how she sounded, at least the latest I heard it was on Nas, that last album, one of the King's Diseases albums. When it said featuring Lauryn Hill, you think she just gonna sing, but she rapped and she killed that shit.
Mhm.
Lauryn Hill got that shit still.
She killed everything I ever heard her on.
Hell
Actually,
yeah,
Mhm.
she's a real.
Hey, how was the beat on that song?
haters? Haters. JJ Fad came out too. What y'all think? JJ Fad.
I used to like Way Out. Way Out. Way Out.
Now
Like
they said Ice Cube wrote that whole album.
Wow.
They said Ice
that's a
Cube
lie.
wrote that
That's a
whole
lie.
album.
That's a lie.
Including Baby D's part.
Dang.
So that's
That
not a
would
true
be
statement.
embarrassing. That would be.
I never heard that
embarrassing.
before.
Yeah.
Oh God, let me look for it. 'Cause I thought that
You talking about the fresh homeboy from CIA?
huh?
What Compton in effect with the spelling effects? Yeah, nah. But again, I wasn't messing with them. I mean, Supersonic as a DJ, I was gonna play Supersonic. That was just a big song, but I wasn't really messing. You know what? They did have one song where they went after the female rappers, and it was kind of ill.
Oh, yeah.
It was like A is for Apple, B is for Jack, Roxanne Chantel. It got no hair in the back or something like that.
I forgot the name of it. I gotta go find it.
And JJ Fad, that album is one that I won't even get for free. I mean, that's literally. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. That's not my thing, you know.
I'm trying. So just on the side, in defense of since we brought up DC and stuff of Detroit, folks were mentioning techno, but I don't know if y'all know where techno comes from.
House from Detroit. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay Walker's
That-
clear
they
that sample.
invented a style. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, that's debatable because Chicago wants to take credit for that too.
Oh, for real? Damn.
Or the house, yeah, I would give them the house, but the techno, like with RJ Watkins and the whole like clear, oh, that's Detroit.
Nah.
I love that, man. I love that. That make me want to jump on the
Oh, yeah.
turntables when you said that.
Like you couldn't do no party in Detroit without playing clear. It's the party.
Right.
I didn't know they was from Detroit. Hey, that's
Mhm.
spin that back.
Hey, spin that back. You know what? Hey, salute. Because I love that stuff. I love that techno, electric. What they call the electric funk or electronic
Electro funk or
funk?
something, yeah.
Electro funk.
Now, what I see that. Okay, so in order at the top of the year in '88, they listed on Wikipedia "Too Short." "Life Is Too Short" was the first album, I guess, notable album to come out. that year in January.
Okay.
But that was followed in February by none other than the album Making Trouble. Who was that? The Trigger Happy
Ghetto Boys.
Ghetto Boys.
Oh yeah.
First album that I know to sample Scarface. That album right there. All I have in this world.
Was that the Ghetto Boys with Scarface or
No,
before
that was
Scarface?
That was before.
That was
the first Ghetto Boys.
Well,
Right.
that's the Diak.
Original Ghetto
Yeah.
Boys.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Red and Diak and all them.
Yeah. Yeah, I had them.
Yeah, neither of them first two albums that you talked about moved my needle.
You said they what?
I said neither of those two albums you just talked about, Too Short or whatever. I was never messing with Too Short. You know, I respect this dude. I respect his you know,
Mr. Nice Guy. Hold on, Mr. Nice Guy. We're going to get that back, and we're going to get rid of Mr. Nice Guy because he up here to just the whole show. You don't mess with nothing.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this: the first song, Too Short song that I like really kind of like was like okay with was that Getting It. He's talking about get yourself a lawyer, get yourself an attorney, you know, some Johnny Cochran. But the one Too Short song that I love, and I mean love,
The Whistle.
love is The Whistle. It's
The
Play
Whistle.
I love that song. I love that song. Love it,
Yeah.
man. So yeah, trust me, it's just.
So I
but yeah, I'm
believe.
not. Go ahead.
Go ahead. But no, that's your boy though. He's from LA, so you got to claim him. But I believe
I'm not
that,
from LA.
Hold on. No. Well, he was born in LA, but he was really in Oakland. He was an Oakland cat.
Yeah, but he's from LA though, you know.
But I'm not from LA. You understand that I'm not from LA. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee.
Ooh, you be joking. Okay.
No, they didn't have. I don't know if they had that back then.
Okay.
Once again,
I came here early.
no footing in hip hop at that time.
That's way back in Kennedy,
They
man.
had that soul music. Stax Records had it all sold up.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, they
exactly.
did Stack Records.
My
Yeah,
biological parents worked at Stack Records. My biological father's a producer at Stack Records.
But why you don't know about Memphis Soul
I
Stew?
do know about Memphis, so I told you I do know about Memphis. So I know about the songs. I know about a lot of that stuff.
No, the song Memphis Soul Stew.
Oh, hey, just because I don't remember the title or something, that don't mean I don't recognize it. Hey, how long did that song that was that Strut Back or something Strut? I must have known that song for
Sissy
about
Strut.
Sissy Strut.
Sissy Strut. Leaders.
Yeah.
So I may have known that thing for forever and not knowing what the name of the title was, but you know that's just how it is.
Man,
think
Alan
everybody
Toussaint and all them guys in the South, they
This man needs to be on this show all the time. He know about
about
Alan
as much
Toussaint.
as James Brown did.
Bruh, you need to be on this show every week, man. You know all kinds of old producers.
Hey,
I'm a lover of music, period, and not just hip
you know
hop.
Shuggy Otis and all that too.
we're
Yeah,
the same age.
Oh, man.
I have every Stax record in my phone, their entire discography, singles, 45s,
Come
albums.
over here so I can jack your phone, bro.
Hey, so when you talk about producers, because like you know the left side of our screen, you know, I guess it's the right side of the screen. Those are all three producers, but this dude is that dude producer, one of the greatest producers in hip hop. Period. Not necessarily with accomplishments, but as far as creation and the actual the beats that he's created. This dude, he's worked with a lot of people. Hey, you know that song "Hey Lover"? With LL Cool J?
That's me.
He stole that shit.
Really?
Yeah, he had.
Yeah,
LL
I had
Cool J
produced
a
that
label.
for an artist of LL.
LL Cool J had a record label that he was putting out some females that had a group, and he created this song for them, but then he put the burden on him to clear the sample. So you talking about some broke ass starving artist, whatever, and then ultimately when that whatever the group thing feel about, he's like, well, let me just take this and go make my greatest single ever.
Right,
Well,
so
check this
Boys
out.
the Men on it. Yeah.
Well, Laquan or Papa LQ told me personally that he actually had made that "Mama Said Knock You Out" beat, and that's how he got his record deal.
Damn, I thought Bobcat did that.
Yeah, I thought that's what I thought.
He said he did it.
Flash, Marley Marl.
He did it. LL and them had stole it, and when he tried to sue him or whatever the case was, the settlement was they gave him a record deal.
Okay. Right. I
He
didn't
took
even
his
know
out
you
his own
could
mouth.
have that kind of acclaim with somebody else's record. Well, you know what? I was gonna sample Sly Stone first, so you owe me.
Yeah, so yeah, it gets funny, but still, yeah, but
Well,
not
he actually sampled it. He actually made
88.
the beat. He actually made the beat. He said. So you know, it is-
Without the Sly Stone sample.
yeah, with the sample.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course, yeah,
Oh, I didn't know
That's
that.
the record. That is the record.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
when
exactly.
you look on YouTube and see Marley Marl deconstructed, that is the record. I mean, there
I mean,
are
yeah, the drum line is Sly too. Everybody know that though. You know,
yeah.
Hey, where was the South at in 1988?
Ghetto Boys, Luke Skywalker, and MC Sade pretty much represented the South at that time.
Oh man, Shadi just brings a smile to Floyd's face.
Not really. Nah.
and DJ
Everything
Man.
I say, you know, is
And
rough.
that dude was from New York though. He was
Yeah,
he was released out of Atlanta, but he was a New Yorker,
Oh,
which explained his look.
I remember
His look was all New York.
we moved to Florida in 1989, and the big thing, the battle was we from LA, so we was NWA all day, but everybody down south was Ghetto Boys. I like they biters, they bit off NWA. No, NWA bit off Ghetto Boys. So we used to go back and forth. Who was the better, the NWA or Ghetto Boys? And that was way when they first albums came out and shit.
And
I would argue that
they hadn't developed their own style yet, though. So they really were. I mean, they were telling their story or their perspective from Houston, but the sound and the style was still East Coast. It was still them rapping like Run DMC. That's why I ask you, which Ghetto Boys are you talking about? The original. They were.
Good point.
They
Tell
were
you,
like,
man, he got all that information.
Good point.
Well, think about it. Straight Out of Compton was really like East Coast sound too, for real.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
True. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Now I would argue that.
Say that. Why y'all saying that? That was
samples, the beat breaks, all that stuff, the scratching, all that stuff.
They even sampled EPMD on Compton's in the House. Come on now.
Yeah. Because I used to get tapes of Dr. Dre.
Yeah, those Rhodium tapes is all East Coast
all the way to Detroit, and
I'm calling BS. LA? No, I'm just kidding.
And it was all East Coast sounding stuff. I mean, his mixes were all East Coast. Yeah. I mean, East Coast had the reign, for a long time. I mean, if you wanted to do rap, you had to sound East Coast. But I would argue this. This is a claim. I want to get some feedback because a lot of people think or say that Tupac was the first to come with a double LP. But I think 1988 witnessed the first rap album as a double LP rap album.
What you call it? Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince did that.
Yep. That came out in 88. Yeah.
He's the DJ?
Yeah, I'm the rapper.
He's the DJ and I'm the rapper. Yeah.
And the other bizarre record that came out in 88 seemed like an exact copy of Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince's first album.
Marvelous.
Marvelous. Yeah. That was that album is incredible though.
They literally copied the album cover, man.
Everything, the artwork, everything, the fashion, everything. I thought that was the weirdest thing. And they were all from the same area. Yeah. And there was always a debate of who invented the Transformer scratch. Cash Money or Jazzy Jeff, and people still debate it to this day. I mean, that was
salute
odd.
to them Philadelphia DJs, man. Those
but
dudes
that production on there from
DJ,
Cash Money was pretty groundbreaking. It just got overlooked.
Yeah, something was in the water with them Philadelphia DJs, man. They were just on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And
Tap
money.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yep, excuse me.
I'm happy this album then, because
I forgot all about that album. I'm sitting there looking it up right now. Cash Money and Marvelous. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, I'll say this. I remember it was like me and Leroy, and we was talking to this dude, and he goes, "You know who I think is one of the most influential, sort of like real hip hop, such and such." And I remember thinking in my mind, this fool better not say Will Smith. and he said Will Smith, and I remember laughing about it. But then he was talking about the fact that on that album, he says you got an elite DJ, you had an elite beatbox, and you had a dude that was doing all them sort of like rap routines and all that stuff. Because I mean, his beatbox,
he had the elements for sure.
Yeah, for sure. That dude, Ready Rock C, was killing it on that album.
Yeah,
killing it.
What happened to him?
Tapping the sound underwater. I was like,
Yes,
Hell yeah. That shit was hard as hell.
I mean, listen, I don't hear it enough, but when I listen to or when I analyze the records that came out in '88, it seemed to have been a paradigm shift musically. I don't know if there was a secret conference that happened and everyone agreed to do this, but the arrangements, there was a change in just how rap or hip hop was produced at that time. It used to be the old formula that, you know, you might have some music, but the music drops out for the verses. That stopped in '88. Well, I don't say it stopped, but it shifted in which musicality was introduced to verses in hip hop for the first time. And it just seemed to keep on going forever. I mean,
because we used to have just stabs.
But, I mean, it got to the point, the stab. Yeah, you remember that's my favorite element. The stab. I feel like you gotta have a stab. But at one point after that, it would seem incomplete to have a record without that. Like when the Neptunes started dropping those sparse productions, which I liked, but when Grinding came out, people were like, "Dad, y'all gonna release an unfinished record like that?" Drop it like it's hot, you know. It's beatboxing. It's him making sounds with his mouth.
Okay.
And an 808, you know, or Shake It Fast with Mystical, you know, just a little horn stab and drums. It seems out of place. That was because of how things had shifted in '88.
Hey, man, that's some insight right there. I didn't really, that I remember when I heard Grinding, I was like, that's like '86.
Right.
Exactly. But I mean, in '88, we still had Dougie Fresh was still relevant in '88.
Oh yeah.
But why haven't we talked about the greatest album? I don't even know if the Nation of Millions is above this album, but By Any Means Necessary.
Oh, hell
all means necessary.
All means necessary. That was a different album. I didn't accept it when it came out as too good. I mean, there was some select songs that I liked, but when I look back, it was kind of groundbreaking. I don't think it influential. I don't think it influenced the rhythm, the patterns that were used on that were pretty.
When My Philosophy came out, come on, brother.
That was that was
videos.
One of the few that.
Oh my God!
That's what he said. There was a select few songs that really kind of caught you like that.
My Philosophy
was definitely one of them.
That was why it was the first single, of course. That wasn't
that album. Album should not even be mentioned next to Nation of Millions.
Whoa! Wait a minute. Nice guy. You said it should not be
production-wise.
Come on, dude.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It is not
production-wise. Come on,
that was all KRS-One. I guess his other dudes, because what's name was gone, right?
He was gone. Yeah, he was just in here. He wasn't physically in here, but he was just in here.
The TR-808 drums in that album. Come see the teacher.
Man.
Jimmy,
thank you.
The first song about wearing condoms, protective sex.
That was one of the songs.
How y'all gonna try to disregard that shit?
Yeah, from a social standpoint, he seemed to introduce the whole Jimmy thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
come on, man.
But you're talking about production. But we're talking about production. We're not talking about production.
A group of two, let's say two or more people compared to one. KRS-One was the producer on that shit.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Stop the Violence.
Come on, dude.
I'm still number one.
That's an all right song.
That song kind of annoyed me.
I'm gonna go on record and say this: KRS-One was a movement by himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
still
I agree.
is. Still
I
is.
agree. I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. Absolutely.
Nobody will deny that. I don't think.
Come on, man.
Him and Chuck D kind of like steered that whole movement. You know what I'm saying? They were like kind of like the face of it. So you know, absolutely. I'm never gonna. Again, I told you, I put him on my era. He's on my era's Rushmore, but
Right.
under no circumstances would I consider that second album. Yeah, that it's not. And in fact, you know, he's got a song on there called "Still Number One." I love the remix so much that I can't even listen to the album version.
Right.
That remix is amazing. The whole vibe of it, the whole pop, you know, just the drum swing of it. It's just I can't even listen to the album version. I'd be mad if that's on when I'm thinking I could be listening to the remix. It's the opposite of what's going on with Eric B.'s for President with the crap version they put on their album.
Right.
Man,
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, my brothers. But, wow.
But you know what? He's saying that looking back, you know, absolutely. But I mean, you know, this was a dude that was doing great topics, great all that stuff. I'm not in the KRS One bashing business. I mean, that's my dude. I love that guy. Even though I'm still Team Juice Crew. Don't get it twisted.
So that album was so influential for me. It took me from the Juice Crew. I turned out from Juice Crew to BDP based on that album.
See, you said you were the MC Shan fan, right? What did MC Shan do for you, Mr. Omar, to make you be like, oh, he's at the top? He had the bridges over. No, not the bridge. He had the bridge and that other song.
Kill That Noise.
Kill That Noise.
Kill That Noise was just whatever. That wasn't
that was just influential on me was all his rhymes and my beats attack.
Exactly. Marley Scratch.
Marley Scratch. That was the beginning. Yeah. Just that voice. Just that first line. That was it.
It was so smooth. And then the beat was just like, and then he did LL Beat Biter. And I was like, ooh, you know, and it's just, and I just had allegiance to the, my cousin used to give me tapes from 107.5 WBLS in New York. So I was just influenced by Mr. Magic, and he used to play Juice Crew stuff all the time. So my allegiance was with the Juice Crew. You know, it was almost just bigger than Shan. It was Roxanne Shante, Marley Marl. It was just a whole Biz and everything. And then Coogee.
So
G-Rap.
Me being 14 and 15 years old, I always looked at MC Shan as a fake LL Cool J. What's your take on that?
He didn't scream.
Huh?
He never screamed.
He dressed the same. They were the same. The Kango and the sweatsuits. I was like, he looked like a skinny ass, fake ass LL Cool J.
And
I heard Cool J stole from him. I heard it was the reverse.
Actually, hey,
Mikey D.
Mikey D
was the one.
Yeah, Mike D was the one that this is the dude that I was telling you that was.
Oh,
Mikey D is an MC that won the MC World Supremacy.
Yeah,
I never heard of that.
But, yeah,
but he replaced Extra P on in the main source.
The main source, yeah.
Okay, Mikey D. Okay, hold on.
Right.
Send this back. Put us up on who is Mikey D, where he come from, what's his history.
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
Mikey D was old homeboy of LL's before either one of them had a record deal, and Mikey D had that swag and was chasing the chicks or whatever at 13 years old or whatever, and LL was supposedly the nerd of the two, and so he borrowed his style and took it and ran with it and went where he went with it. But
made a whole lot of money doing it.
I mean, it's like what Run DMC with Jam Master Jay. That was Jam Master Jay's style that they basically just copied and made it the group style. So
that's true.
So Queens is bringing in the style. Then Philly bringing in the best DJs. Queens
has a huge footprint in hip hop. I don't think a lot of people really analyze it, but yeah, they're huge, monumental, arguably the biggest.
Yeah, just the Queensbridge Projects by itself has a big old imprint.
Talk about Nas, you talk about Mobb Deep,
the Godfather that nobody mentions much. Tragedy. Tragedy.
Oh,
That
Tragedy.
dude influenced.
Rebel
He
is here.
invented a whole bunch of people's styles
Yeah.
that you still hear today.
What's memorable from Tragedy?
I mean, the
I'm
stuff
Black and
that
I'm
was
Proud.
most popular was not the most influential. It was from his first album, Arrest the President. and
Arrest the
everything.
President. He's the drug
Yeah,
dealer.
I
He's the
remember that.
coach. Stole the
Yeah,
coach.
intelligent
Oh,
hoodlum. But yeah, after he became Tragedy Gaddafi, I guess that's when he was a little more influential. Of course, the biggest claim to fame, I guess,
Was
for
he the
New
one on
York hip hop was finding and putting together Capone and Noriega.
Did he make Drop in Science? Was that him?
That's Craig G.
No,
Yeah.
now, what was his song? Look, Nas wouldn't have his classic title if it wasn't for Trage. Trage was the one that said, "Forget ill, I get illmatic." That's Trage. He was the
Tragedy
one
said that first.
he taught Havoc how to rap, and
Wow.
Havoc influenced Prodigy. Yeah,
I never heard
Tragedy
that
said
story.
that years before
He's talking about in
anyone
Blood
knew who
Type.
it was.
In Blood Type, he's like, I'm the father of your style. He's talking when he was going after
A lot
Nori.
of people don't even know it though, and it's true. There's so many degrees of separation, but he is the source of a lot of people's styles out there.
I didn't think about that.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
there's
liked
one
him back in
line.
the.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I liked him back in the Juice Crew All Star. Go
Go
ahead.
All-Star.
He was in jail when Symphony came out, unfortunately, but he probably would have had some classic line that would have influenced people back then. But
Wait,
Hey,
are you saying that Tragedy was a part of the Juice Crew?
Yeah.
of course
Yes.
it was.
I didn't
What?
know
You didn't know that?
that. I didn't know that.
Okay.
Yeah. I did not know
yeah.
that.
Like I just said, he was on the Juice
That's new
Crew All
information.
Stars. He was on the Juice Crew. He was on that In Control. He had two songs. He called the Smooth. What was it called? The
Forget the name. Live Motivator.
Live
and,
Motivator.
Live
Yeah,
Motivator. Yeah.
There was another one that I liked even better than Live Motivator.
I forgot what it was.
Can't
But yeah,
remember
exactly.
the name of it right now.
But he was on the Juice Crew All Stars. You know. Yeah, no, he sounded like a
the
little kid.
the rebel.
The Rebel, yeah, the Rebel.
Yeah.
So did he sit there and say that I'm Juice Crew, or he was just on the album?
No, he's Juice Crew. He's officially
Everybody on that album was
He
Juice.
was there. He was rapping with Molly Mall before the rest of them were. I mean,
Okay.
he was a little kid, but
What was their group called? They was a kid
Super
group called
Kids, the Super Kids.
Yeah.
He was like 11 or something, man. I mean, he was super young, super kid, super thugged out. But yeah, that was
Intelligent
before they had formed officially. Before that incarnation of the Juice Group performed. I mean,
We
had
always have
formed.
to clarify exactly
Because the
Magic
original was
was
like
so
Fat
traditional.
Boys and Houdini and all of them. That was the Juice Crew. They were like a promotion.
Wait a minute, come on, hold on, you're talking too fast. You saying Houdini was a part of the Juice Crew?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were
talking
all. They weren't like a crew collective. They were a collective of crews that went on tour together. That were
That was the Juice Crew.
road managed by Fly Tie, and yeah, they had a van that they went on tour with. It was the Juice Mobile or something like that. So that was the Juice Crew before there was Big Daddy Kane and.
But they're two different Juice Crews, so you got to understand that's not the Mr. Magic Marley Marl Juice Crews. But yeah, that was the Juice Crew that preceded that. But it was still it still had the common denominator of tie, Fly Tie.
Yeah, Fly Tie. Yeah.
Got it. That's new information. I need to look that up because I never heard that before.
My man
Walk
Fly
would have
Tie
been fighting us the whole
Fly
time.
Tie with the leopard tie.
Shout out to my brother Walk.
See, that's what the show is all about. The history of hip hop. That's why we need some hip hop historians like you guys right here. You know, we appreciate y'all coming up on here, man. Doing what you're
He
doing.
said hip hop historians, aka old heads, huh?
You're old head, man. Hey, if you're over 45, you're an old head.
Right.
You know, hey, at 20, if you was 40, you was old to me.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So that's what it is. But anyway, man, it's about 11:30, man. It's about a whole hour up in here, man. We're going to have to start shutting this down this time. But check this out, man. I invite you, Mr. Brick, to come back on here, Mr. Omar to come back on here. If y'all feel, anytime you feel like coming up on here, man, we're going to be here every Saturday morning, 10:30 after the Focus Up show. This is what we do. It's called the Spin That Back Show. I want to give a shout out to my other co-hosts, Mr. Floyd X, Mr. Nice Guy, and Mr. J Walk. And you can catch him on Sex Talk with Walk every other month on a Thursday. So we out of here, bro. Let's shut it on down, Mr. Floyd X.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.